I knew I was going to get a lot of education in the classroom. I knew I was going to get job opportunities here, but getting out into the field to learn a space that I knew nothing about, it's really the hidden gem or the surprise so far for me.
The whole point of this multidisciplinary action project is to go from the conceptual training where we've given you frameworks and analytical tools and so on to action-based learning.
We're going to be working in a market entry project for Procter Gamble in Brazil. It's a pretty important project for them.
We are trying to give them a go-to-market strategy on how to win in Northeast Brazil.
Procter Gamble want us to work on distribution and on marketing and advertising communications.
I think all of our experience with different case competitions is going to help us deal with this project, but math is kind of like living in a case in a way.
I've been teaching at Ross for some 25 years now, and my main area is marketing and branding and emerging markets, so this is a perfect combination for me.
So I know that your tickets are booked. Yeah, you're leaving on 18th Tuesday night and you're arriving on Wednesday morning.
We'll be flying into their headquarters in Sao Paulo and then venturing up to the north.
Procter & Gamble already has a presence throughout Brazil. They saw a lot of opportunities for growth in the Northeast and want recommendations from us.
It's a little bit different than the rest of Brazil. It's a unique, growing market. We're excited. We're going to be able to help a big company like that succeed.
My name is Luis Eduardo Moraes. I am brand manager, marketing manager at P&G Brazil for almost 8 years. And I'm currently in charge of the project here in the northeast of Brazil, where we are expanding our operations.
The very first day sitting in the office getting the presentations from the P&G brand managers and assistant brand managers, I felt was like more valuable than anything I could have possibly had in a marketing class. Real practitioners in this emerging market telling you their best practices, their shortcomings, their questions, their insecurities. It's amazing and unique.
Our job is how do we help P&G express this value that they have to a consumer who's maybe not familiar with them or they've always bought their local brand. So this is a real life challenge that you read about in cases, you talk about it in class, but to see all the background work, this has been really amazing.
Following the first 2 days at the office, we went to Fortaleza in the northeast of Brazil, so they could start getting to know the reality here. So they were able to talk to store owners, consumers.
In high-frequency stores, traditional stores, and also supermarkets, cash and carry markets. So it's sort of giving us an idea of how exactly the Brazilian retail market works.
I was anticipating that they would be a little bit more reluctant to talk to us, but everyone's been really open and kind of curious about what we're doing. The thing that kind of surprised me the most is that P&G is letting us totally go off on our own, talking to their customers. Putting this in our hands is pretty exciting.
Hey.
Hi team, how are you doing?
Hello guys, how are you?
Doing great.
Good, how are you?
Wonderful.
So we're at P&G today and we've just been working mostly on fixing up our consumer insights slides. And one of the problems kind of we've come up against is that we have a limited sample size.
It's not about sample size, it's about insights. It's about the depth of what you learn. If you find something that seems interesting and helpful, I think you should still play it up and be confident about what you say. So are there any other questions then that you have for us right now?
We're talking about some stuff, but we want to ask you when we get back to Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, enjoy your last 2 days there, and we look forward to seeing you when you get back.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
It was nice to be in Brazil, but I'm also really happy to come back to Ross and finish our work. I'm pretty excited about everything that we have so far, and I really want to finish it and deliver the best we can to P&G.
We had the brainstorming, we had can the team stick together and be really productive together. Now we have to execute, and it's the fine print. That's the challenge.
We really did not know what we were doing to start off with, but we just kept asking questions. We came up with hypotheses.
The more we bond together as a team, the better we do. We're sticking tight as a team, and I think that we're going to be good going down the stretch.
Welcome to P&G Conferencing.
All right, can you guys now see the presentation slides as well?
Is large pricing variations in part set up unrealistic standards for the consumers. If they're comparing a 10 Hey shampoo versus a 550 Hey, which is stated.
We noticed that the more distinctive visually you can be as a product on the shelves in HFS store locations.
We were quite impressed with the team's findings. The insights that have come out of that project are now fueling some of the choices we're making as a company in Brazil, and importantly, some of the tactics we're using for execution.
I think the fact that we were thrown into the deep, but we were actually able to come up with very good recommendations that made me feel a lot more confident about my internship in a month's time.
I learned a lot doing the project. I learned a lot working with my team members, and it was great.